Future Radio 107.8. Radio that does different.
Well, indeed it does. You're listening to the morning session here, and I'm absolutely delighted that here in the studio is David J.R. Jones, singer-songwriter extraordinaire. Hello, sir.
Hello, Richard.
Hi.
Nice to be here.
Well, it's really nice of you to come in today and share your music. You're originally from Essex, but how long have you been living here in Norwich?
Well, I lived in Essex till I was 16,
Mm-hmm.
and then my mum and stepdad, unfortunately at the time I thought, took me to Norfolk against my will. Didn't kidnap me, but they decided to come here, and I've now been here about the same time, so 16 years.
Okay.
Now I've actually grown to quite like the place, you know.
Right.
It's charming, you know.
Okay. And
Some parts of it.
yeah, that's right. Funny that Prince of Wales Road just came into my mind. I just
Maybe you read my mind. It's like a transference of our thoughts.
And in terms of songwriting, how long have you been songwriting?
Okay, well, I've got a little book at home, which is when I started writing, I wrote down where I was living, which was Grove Road in Norwich, in October 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just gone past the 4-year mark now, and I feel like things are coming more into focus now, you know, in terms of writing. But yeah, about 4 years.
Great. Okay. You're going to play some of your original songs today.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to hearing them. Let's feature one now. What is the first song you're going to do?
Well, this first song is called Peace of Mind. It's the most recent song I've written. I've only written 3 songs in the last year,
Right.
and this is the last one. So yeah, this is called Peace of Mind.
Lovely. Thank you.
Hey, my friend, got much time to spend, have a mind to mend, broken pieces there inside. Why pretend you're without a friend, without an ear to bend? Too many pieces there inside. Oh, I know it's hard to find some peace of mind, pieces of your life seem so natural. Hide in plain sight the pieces of your life. Hey, my friend, don't contend, still some time to mend, jagged pieces there inside. Oh, I know it's hard to find some peace of mind, the pieces of your life seem so natural. Hide in plain sight the pieces of your life. Oh, I know it's hard sometimes when you see the clouds, brighter days they won't be found. If you look around, night does always turn to day. And if we wait, hope will show the way. And so I say, yes, I know we're gonna find some peace of mind, the pieces of our lives. No longer we will hide in plain sight the pieces of our lives, pieces of our lives, pieces of our.
That's a really wonderful song.
Oh, cheers.
It's one that when I listened to your music on SoundCloud, it was one that really hooked me, and I thought, this is just fabulous.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
How do you go about the whole songwriting process?
Okay, yeah. Well, when I started writing, obviously in 2010, I'd never written a song before. I'd been singing since I was 16. So I started learning guitar and I started writing some songs. Well, I used to write stories when I was really young. I wanted to be a novelist. So my first approach was I'd write the lyrics to a song. I'd come up with an idea, then I'd write the lyrics, and then I'd kind of come along and put a chord progression to the lyrics. That's how I started writing. But as I've gone along, what I tend to do now is I kind of come up with an idea, and instead of writing the lyrics first and putting the chords on top, or instead of, a lot of people write a chord progression and then they put the lyrics to that, I tend to just start playing, and I've got a little pad and I just go along, and I start writing, then I do some chords, and that tends to just evolve naturally, and then obviously I go back to it and tweak it, but I kind of just start playing around with ideas really and let it kind of happen.
Oh, right.
That's the last 3 songs I've written like that, you know. So, but I'm up for, like, obviously I don't think there's any perfect way to write, you know. It just depends on your mood as well. So.
And you mentioned wanting to be a novelist. Is that something that you would still love to do?
Yeah, I'd like to. I mean, I wrote stories from the age of 6, like creative writing.
Yeah.
Not poetry, but like creative writing, until I was about 15. And then we moved to Norfolk, and I think it was like a traumatising, I'm being like slightly facetious, but it was a traumatising experience moving away from your friends and your familiar environment. I kind of got out of the habit of doing it. And what I did was, when I was about 21, I was so kind of, got to use the right word here, satisfied with where I was living, a little town in Norfolk which will remain unnamed. I wrote some poetry basically about how I was feeling, probably about 12 poems. I put them to one side, and when I started writing again, I actually took about 4 of them and I turned them into songs, so they didn't go to waste, you know.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, possibly in the future I would like to write a novel, but maybe like 10 years from now. You know, I haven't got any ideas floating around for that.
I was going to ask you the relationship between the creative writing that you did and your songs. You said about putting the poems sort of to music, so there are links then between them, the kind of subject matter.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, the subject matter, when I used to write stories in school, that was more kind of fantasy stuff, or just something that a child would write. The poems were, I wrote them not as like creative writing as such, but I wrote them about how I was feeling at the time, things that were going on. So a lot of my writing, I tend to write obviously about my own personal experiences of what's happening in the world without being too political, you know. And I don't write about anything unless I've experienced it or maybe thought about it a lot and it means something to me. I can't really do that. When I do live, when I first started gigging, I was having trouble getting gigs really because I wouldn't do covers. I do covers now a little bit, but I find it difficult to. Well, if you can write your own, you know, I find it sometimes a bit of not a waste of time, but you know, to sing other people's all the time. Some people are really good at that, you know. It's like interpreting someone else's songs is a talent in itself, but I don't tend to be drawn towards that, you know. I like the original kind of thing. Yeah.
One thing that puzzles me a little bit is where there are songs that are very personal to the songwriter, and people then cover that song. And I think, this is very interesting because it's, you know, they don't share those experiences.
That's it, yeah. I mean, I like listening to a lot of like roots reggae and stuff. When I started playing guitar, I learned basically that kind of style, you know, and I like them songs, but what they've experienced, people like that, it's like very different to a European, you know. So I tend not to play them songs, even though I really like them, you know. I tend to just at home for practice, really. So. And
are you inspired by things sort of around you all through the year, or are there certain times that times of the year that you feel more conducive to songwriting?
I can't really put my finger on like a certain season or something, but I mean, as I said, the last 18 months I've only written 3 songs. I haven't had writer's block. I just haven't actually felt like writing songs. You know, I've been doing other stuff. The first 18 months I was writing. I've been writing about 4 years. So the first 2 years I was writing, I wrote about 30 songs. And out of them, I've now have like 12 songs that we're hoping to go into. Me and a few local musicians are hoping to go into a studio probably late next year and record my first album.
Great.
On an analogue machine to get it like the vintage thing, and we're going to probably go and record it live as well instead of multi-track.
Yep, brilliant.
To get like, I want to get some vinyls made, but we're one step at a time, you know.
Yes.
But that kind of raw might be a bit too strong a word, but that earthy kind of authentic kind of sound is not really what I'm aiming for, but that's just what I feel to write, and that's another reason I won't do covers too much, because it's like going against what I'm feeling in terms of inspiration and stuff. I would like to get to. I'm not pretentious about it, but you know what I'm saying. It's just.
I do know what you're saying. Yes, and is this Motion? What you've sort of called Motion, the album?
Okay, well, actually, I'm actually going to change the name of it now. That was called Motion. One of the first songs I wrote was called Motion. That's not actually going to be on there now.
Okay.
It's workable as a song, but it's probably not going to be on there. Yeah, I haven't got a name for the album yet, so I've got about 12 months to come up with one. So it'll probably be one of the songs that's on there, to be honest.
Right.
But it depends. I'll wait and see if it goes ahead, how the album sounds, and I'll probably choose a kind of title from there. And then I've got an Irish friend called Serena Caulfield, who's like quite a well-known artist, or up-and-coming artist in Southern Ireland. She's going to do the artwork for me, so obviously she has to wait until the album's ready, till she can do that on the same basis to see how it's sounding. So yeah, but not quite there, but it's like in the pipeline, I think.
And if you get totally stuck, you can do what a lot of people have done, is just call it David J.R. Jones, the self-titled thing.
That's the name of the album and the artist, yeah. I'll use that as a backup.
Yes, that's right. There's also Acoustic Express.
Okay, yeah.
The live experience. Is that something you're hoping to run alongside, or?
Yeah, what I'm hoping is with Acoustic Express is to maybe get a good recording of a gig or a composite of like maybe 6 or 7 gigs, and put it on a cheap album, just to have something to maybe not just to sell at gigs, but so people can then take something home before the album, until the album's ready. Because it may, you know how things go, it may take 2 years to finish the album. You never know, do you? So.
No, I'm a great believer in that, actually. If people, you go and see somebody and you enjoy the experience, and then if they haven't got anything to take away that you can buy and take away, then people often go home and the world moves on. But yeah. Talking of everything moving on, you're going to play another song, aren't you?
Yeah. The next song I'm going to play is called A Different Tide. It's just about basically finding your way in life, and the tide represents kind of just like influences or forces that in this world, not like anything spiritual. I'm just saying like just life in general.
Yes.
And the different tide is about coming aside from that, the influences, and finding your own way, really.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, wonderful.
So yeah, this is called A Different Tide.
Thank you. It's David J.R. Jones here on Future Radio.
Today with a sense of fate. Woke up today with a sense of hatred. Woke up today with a sense of lateness. Woke up today with a sense of fate. Morning traffic at 8:30. Snow is falling on the autumn stave. Seagulls circling above the frozen bay. Sun is on its rise. Can't help thinking about yesterday. Cold reflections crack the window's pane. Time is passing like a tidal wave. Sun is on its rise. And I am rushing beneath the blackened skies, and I keep on wondering to fly over a fortified divide, under the barren sky, eternal mountains beside. Don't miss the ocean for the time. So I keep on singing to soothe my troubled mind, and I keep on looking for a humble pride over a fortified divide. You can see the river far and wide. Got to find some truth within these lies. I will not be born on another's tide. So I keep on swimming across the ocean wide, and I keep on looking for a different tide, for a different tide, for a different tide.
It's wonderful music.
Oh, thank you.
It really is.
Another fan.
Yes, absolutely.
Now.
I hope you'll have lots after this. I can assure you of that. Very interesting. We were talking about writing and as in creative writing, and your words are very visual.
Okay,
so you get a whole kind of panorama really that opens up as you're singing, and very evocative. I was sort of listening there, and I was there from the word go.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's good. I mean, it's hard. It's impossible for me to feel how it affects someone else, so it's quite interesting.
Yes. Very. Once I kind of latched into it early on, then it was then you stay with it, and that's it. You get hooked into the song, which is great.
Oh, it's nice. I'm a fisherman, musical fisherman.
That's right. And you'll no doubt reel me in again with the next couple of songs. You're going to stick around and then come back and play another couple of songs, and we'll chat a bit more later.
That'd be great, Richard.
Lovely, thank you.